It is a torrential downpour on my way from the Meadows to Northfield. Now, there's two ways to look at this. Got my drink. Happy. First is, oh my God, it's pouring rain and I got to race at Northfield. We'll see how bad it's raining when I get there. Secondly, it didn't rain that bad. It poured at the Meadows right before I got there. By the time I raced Spirit of Dio, the track was a little... it was picking up a little bit, right? A little tacky. And then for Path of Totality, it was fast again. Now, I wish the charter was as sympathetic to Path of Totality's chart line as she was to Spirit of Dio's. They got me 6.5 back at the half, which makes her third quarter officially 26-1 at the Meadows. That is false. Maybe 26-4, 27. She was moving, but I was in 6.5 lengths back. Meanwhile, Path of Totality, yeah, she put a step in, and I said to Tim after the race, I'm like, depends how they want to define break. I said, because she just got out of gear. She didn't really make a break, which good for her. That showed a lot of heart to do what she did. Now, let me unpack what happened with her, and then we'll move back to Spirit of Dio. So, we trained her down without hobbles. I really so wanted to race her without hobbles, and we met in the middle. We qualified her with the back of the bike hobbles on. You guys didn't get to see the video, I don't believe. She was rough, choppy. Now it's a half-mile track, but those turns are pretty forgiving. And I just didn't feel her as comfortable as I did with no hobbles on. So we tried again last week to school her without them. Made a break in the last turn. So I said to Tim, why don't we try the belly band hobbles on? Now the belly band hobbles, for the most part, we don't use them a whole lot. But I jokingly always say they're really good for horses that don't need hobbles. So we put the belly band hobbles on Path of Totality day. I warmed her up, ripped the shoe off, ripped all her foot up. By her foot, I just mean the actual hoof. Chewed it all up. Blacksmith, we were lucky enough to put the shoe back on and stayed on. Running in a little bit, a little rough, but if you watch closely, that break wasn't attributed to any of that. Her gait has changed a little bit. She's a lot more chilled out, quiet, comfortable. At least she was today. And in the last turn, I really wish now I hadn't moved her because she was behaving. I just thought if I got her out the two wide lanes, set her up for that turn, we'd be fine. Now, if you want to slow down the video, you can see why she made a break. Or, well, I was going to say got rough, but they chartered her with a break. She hit herself just below her knee, on her shin. She's never done that in her life. Never had any reason to wear shin boots on her, and she marked up both her front shins. Just one little red mark, didn't draw blood, didn't hurt it, just bumped it. And you can see it in the video. Go back and rewind it, slow it down, do whatever you want. You can see her hit it, get out of gear. She should have run. There's no back to the bike hobbles holding her together. That was just sheer determination. And understanding the situation. You know, I caught her, steadied her, and then come on again down the lane the way she did. That's Path of Totality. That's the horse I want to see. And if her knees can hold up, because they are always going to bother her a little bit. But if they can hold up, we can race her through 2021 without any gaps, without any problems. I really think this is a really, really nice filly. And just so proud of what she did today. Now, in Pennsylvania, Tim tells me they don't have to qualify if they make a break off a qualifier. Great. So we'll race her next week. I asked him, War We Welcome has one more start in Pennsylvania before she heads back. I can't head back with a break the way she did. And I told Tim to enter them both. Now, they won't let them race together, so there may be a week where we may have to skip with Path of Totality. And what I'd said with Tim is, everybody has to understand we're not racing this filly every week. Her knees will most definitely not hold up. So we got to be smart about what we're doing. Luckily, the silver lining from today was she still fits that class, right? And she can make her way up. I mean, I could see her competing in the class that Spirit of Dio was in today. Lots of racing for Path of Totality ahead of her. If we can keep her sound, and if we can keep her behaved. Today, she worked her ass off not to make a break. I really wish they hadn't have thrown an X on that line, but whatever, it is what it is. We'll keep her at it next time. I think just a pair of shin boots and she'd be fine. She was very, very good. Very, very good in the mile. I was happy with how quiet she was at the start. Running just a hair at the half, but quiet. down the backstretch, I wish somebody had come and locked me in, because I would have been able to keep her together in the last turn, and I think she would have outsprinted them both shortly thereafter. So happy with her. A little miffed with the break, but very, very happy with Path and Totality as a whole. So going back to Spirit of Dio, you know, I told Tim after the race, the only reason she won is because she's a winner. You know, she's a little rocky in the turn still, and that big third quarter kick, she always had that. I think, truthfully, after talking to Len, who was our go-between with Andy and Julie, and owns the vast majority of Spirit of Dio, after talking to Len, thinking about it, looking at the filly as a whole, remember I talked about last week, I just didn't know how many fast miles they could have possibly had into her. Maybe that is what I'm seeing, and nothing more. So as I said to Tim, he scoped her, tiny bit of mucus, a tiny bit of flecks of blood at the bottom of her trachea, which not really that shocking. I told him, I said, just give her a week off. We'll race her back in 2 weeks. She fits 1, maybe 2 classes at the Meadows, and then when that thins out, we have the Poconos or Scioto, if we want to. So, a great day so far. Now we still got Northfield tonight. Still got our girl, I'm a Lovely Lady, coming in razor sharp. Mama Knows Best has been racing great. Had a little vet work done to her. She should be good tonight also. Italian Grid, I'm cheering for him, obviously. I'm going to watch him on my way back. No, I can't do that because I'm driving. I'll get the synopsis from Jason about how Italian Grid did in the first. 8 holes tough. So Justin, obviously, Irvine works for us now. He's driven a bunch of the babies. Was the winner with Procrastinator this morning. He drove Procrastinator. So he's got a good set of hands on him, that kid. I told him, I said, listen, you don't have to worry about lighting the world on fire. Just do your best. Try to keep him trotting. Don't get him in a bad spot. And try to get paid. So, I think another trio. West 52nd, I'm just seeing reports coming in on my text. I see them flash up. He didn't race very good. I'll be talking to Jimmy tonight. We'll see what we're going to do with him. And we still have a ton of paths to go down with West 52nd. We'll see where they lead in the near future. Anyway, that is that. Very happy with today so far. I put out that video earlier. Super pumped about how the babies trained. Had a good day at the Meadows. Almost 2 for 2. But, as I said, the silver lining is that filly still fits that class. So, although she got beat, I wouldn't categorize it as a loss overall. So, on to Northfield Park. I'm going to try and stay dry tonight. By the looks of this, that may be an impossible endeavor. But I will try.